is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but you can call me Bam. In fact, you can call me whatever you want. I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. Big shout out to all the buds all across the WeeD&D hub, the various social media, multiverse, all you guys that go that extra mile, helping us out with those likes, those shares. If you're catching us here live on Twitch every Tuesday at 8 p.m., we also drop this sesh on Friday at 4:20 in our YouTube 420 re-up. That's the Art Hard Studios channel over on YouTube. For us, man, things are going pretty good here. We're continuing to build this thing as we go, and it's just more and more exciting every week. Big thank you to all the people that just send us inspirational messages throughout the week. A lot of stuff, honestly, man, it like really touches your heart. I know a lot of us are kind of going through some hard times right now, and just the idea that with this little kind of piece of magic, we can kind of help relieve that burden from you guys. It means the world to us. And I'm telling you, it does not go unnoticed. You guys do the same thing for us. This is all of our rock right now. So thank you so much. As far as progression, we're going to be doing the podcast. We hit a couple little hiccups on that, so it is going to take a little longer than I may have made it seem last week when I was talking with naive optimism. But yes, definitely coming soon. We will have a podcast format of this show. For all our new buds that are just coming in, welcome. We love you. Welcome to the circle. And for all our old buds, you know, a way you can go back without having to look at this mug all the time. So, yeah, man, I'm ready to jump right in, if I'm being honest with you. I want to bring out my favorite part of this. Honestly, my favorite group of people in the entire universe, the wonderful, the fantastically talented cast of Weed&d. And I'm going to do that by handing this magic joint here through the powers of the internet to my girl, Brenna. Hey, Brenna, how you doing, girl? Yeah!
Oh, nice, man. Thanks, Bam. I want to give it up to all the buds. I want to give it up to everybody that's been affected by the Mandela effect. So, like, Sinbad and the Berenstein Bears and Nelson Mandela, obviously. So I just want to give it up for everybody that's been affected by the weird time loop that we've been in, but I love you. I'm so excited, and I'm even more excited to continue this adventure with my girl, Abby. What's up, Abby? Let me pass this to you, girl. Ooh, thanks, girl. Ooh. What is up, buds? Abby Dandy, a.k.a. Tynna Smoothhands. Smoothie if you're nasty. Smoothie. I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling wacky. I'm fitting to smoke some wacky tobacco. This one's for you, Drew. I'm passing it to you.
Booyaka. Thank you, baby girl. Isn't she pretty? Yeah. You know. What's up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus the dwarf. I'm in a bad way. Like, I thought I got my ass whooped the last time. Like, I've got 4 out of the 5 coming straight at me, and I don't even know what to do. Shit. If y'all can just help me out with some sort of a thing, the only thing I know how to do is, it's dwarfing time! I'm just kidding. All right, well, glad you're here with us, guys. Let's see what the fuck happens. Best friend, here you go, bud. This is for you.
It's dwarfing time.
Thank you so much, best friend. As a Power Ranger kid, that hit me right here, right in the good part of my heart. Thank you. And thank you, buds. Welcome back. Jake Taylor here as Real Authorvon, and this is our first October episode. Things about to get spooky. Let's get things nice and spooky up in here. And we can't do that without my man, Two Blunts Langley. Here you go, bud.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Jakey. It is spooky time. I'm Gus Turbulence Langley, and I'll be playing Divot, and I hope you're ready to go. Talking about, yo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to Bam, the man with the plan. Let's do it.
Go. It's a little stuck. Hold it. Oh, all right. It came back, and it came back undamaged. How about that? All right, guys. Well, I say we set off the events here. We got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you know about it. Maybe you don't. But we like to take a little lighter, like this one. Old trustworthy pickle for old Bam. Hold that bad boy up, and we go. Lighters up. let's play some fucking D&D.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Every single time. Sandy Stein does all our original music and wrote that wonderful theme song. But heck, man, we got a lot of crazy things going down. I can't wait to jump back in. So if you'll please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they stood at the cherry blossom tree before the Dryad's Kolt. They had succeeded in defeating the great earth elemental, and in a showing of piety, Tynna Smoothhands released the spirit into the nurturing grace of Shantia, and spared it outright destruction at the hands of the heroes of the Shekinda prophecy. Shortly thereafter, they encountered a strange goblin who tried his best to keep up with Divot in a series of performances, but alas, he too was no match for the magical whimsy of Divot, and just as strangely as he had arrived, the goblin clown, Boxo, disappeared with his numerous hidden goblin allies. It was then that the Fey-touched child Esmeralda began moving, as if drawn toward a clearing with the blossom of the cherry tree. As she grew close, a great beam of magic erupted from the nearby Dryad's Kolt, and with a wave of magical energy washed over the five, and with it came a madness that only Thoricus Onyxheart was able to overcome. Now, his allies draw their weapons upon him, their faces twisted in maniacal laughter as they set their crazed eyes upon him. All right, guys, we're back. You're standing around the great blooming cherry blossom tree, but the world around you looks very different indeed. The strange magics that drew from the Dryad's Kolt and seemed to overtake the area around you have changed all of your surroundings, and though they still seem to be similar in size and shape, the colors, the magic is everywhere. You see, as the water that rushes along the river, once crystalline blue that passed before this tree, now jets with majestic purple hues as streaks of pure magic like fish swim along in the rivers. You see the grass, the ground itself, stained vibrant purples, greens, and blues as the world around you appears a technicolor dream. But Thoricus, this world serves with many dangers for you as you look around and see the shapes of your friends and allies with the intent of destruction in their eyes. You see behind you, over your left shoulder, the child Esmeralda, her eyes still glowing from this great infusion of magic, walking across the river. Her feet not going into the water, but instead leaving glowing blue footprints with each step as the stream underneath continues to flow by. And at her heels, the Ever-Guardian, Brian the Crocodile, determined to protect the child as he had been so asked before. Thoricus, you see standing before you Tynna Smoothhands. The soft, glowing, magical piety that seems to echo from her normally is no longer there. And instead, her eyes start streaming with tears from this maniacal laughter. Her face is twisted, foam at the lips. You step back and bump into the armored frame of Bruno the Sea Serpent, who, of the four, is the one you're the most worried about right off the bat. You see her hand tickling the shaft of Angelo, Blade of the Keeper, the magical elven weapon that you have seen fell a great and mighty dragon. You turn and shift to the left as Divot's skeletal hand, his fingertips roll upon your shoulder, and you shake him off in a moment, but you see the abject look of fear in each of their eyes, as well as this distinct madness. Thoricus, the four look at you as if you are an enemy. What do?
Well, fuck. It's not really cool. Guys, Come on. It's a big flop of Thoricus. You guys.
Yes, Thoricus, you see as your appeals to speak to them with normal conversation seem to just bounce right off their faces as they laugh and twist at you in return. Now, just to step into the realm of the mechanics of the game a little bit here, Thoricus, you are able to do whatever you would like in this scenario, but we are treating this like the first round of initiative. So, after this 6 seconds, your current enemies, the battle master in your mind, the tactician, are looking around trying to find the advantageous position in this assault, but your mind has definitely switched, and the feel of battle is all around you.
Okay, so I guess outside of conversation, do I notice like any particular thing in this already really weird, at least what they're seeing? Do I see the same things that they're seeing?
Okay, so you don't, but you don't know that, so you don't know what they're seeing. But no, you guys are actually currently experiencing a little bit of a different thing.
Okay, do I notice it from what I can see? Do I notice it kind of out of the ordinary of the ordinary?
So currently, and I don't mean to just like squash the question because it's a valid question, but everything right now is exceptionally out of the ordinary. The main thing I would say, Thoricus, as you're looking at your friends and allies, having fallen victim to this same kind of magical effect once before when you were on the Shadowfell, that just having your mind taken over by this kind of insane magic, you feel like the thing that's occurring isn't due to, say, a single power source or anything. It's not like coming from the little girl or from the cherry tree or from, there's not like a thing that like maybe I can hit that or something. But it instead feels like the entire world around you is this world of color and emotion and vibrancy. I mean, you've never seen anything like it. It's a Technicolor dream compared to the rather drab colors of the prime material plane. And so, yes, the smell of magic is everywhere. This place is clearly something else.
Yeah, you're telling me. So, all right. So now we're going to go on with the conversation. I have the 6 seconds to be like, okay, obviously you guys aren't getting it. Back the fuck up, or you're going to catch some hands. I'm not lying. You're going to catch some business. You can toss Chingasos if you want to.
All right.
I'm not gonna like lethally kill you, so I'll disconnect and put the ladies away for the moment and roll up my big boy sleeves and.
All right, so Thoricus, just a couple things, as you kind of scan the surroundings and, put your dukes up and get ready. Not a lot of natural things around to give you any, advantageous position. You do see the cherry tree as probably your best way to split from being flanked on all sides. But, again, being a battle master, you know that to make that move, the 15-foot run or whatever it is right there, you'd be leaving the threat range of all of your allies. So they could attack you, so I'm just trying to give you, you're standing in the water, you see the purple wave, or the purple river kind of splits, and you see these little ripples bouncing all over the place, and that's where this kind of weird magic song seems to emanate from that plays throughout this entire world. And so, you're about knee deep in the river. Bruno, a little more deep, probably up to her chest or so, but being a sea elf, she's equipped to handle such an environment with little to no problem. Rial's a little closer. He's, about splitting the difference between you guys. He's a little up on a little bit of a sandbank in the river. And Tynna and Divot both stand on the actual island that the tree sits on.
So not in the water, which is, I would see that, like, some of them are in the water, some of them aren't in the water. So it's not the water that's causing this.
Correct. Yeah, you're like, you look down, you're like, this is mad water. It was like, when the little girl stepped on. If it's dragging out
of the water, they'll be good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you see as, Tynna and Divot currently standing on dry land, kind of squash that theory in your mind.
I was really hoping for something super easy like that, but...
Just like an off switch? Oh,
right.
I hit that.
Oh,
they're all set to evil.
Right.
You do see, like I said, the main event was caused when that big giant beam of colorful light shot down onto the Dryad's Kolt.
that's a ways away, right?
Right,
Like,
that's continuing on. That's actually in the direction that Esmeralda seems to be walking across this
right,
river.
but that's like nowhere near here. That's like over a hill or some shit like that.
Correct.
All right. Well, God, I'm gonna prepare to fight with my fists, but I'm at least gonna try to reach out to my best friend. I'm calling. I don't know if we're in this setup or if we're in this setup. But you're either here or you're way over there. I guess the world may never know. Either way, I want to try to reach out to him, and hopefully our connection with attuning to the sending stones or the rocky talkies has built some sort of a bond, as far as like what we've done together and had that mental and magical connection in the past. And if it goes not so great, I would also like to try to call upon the Raka, the Fury, the Bird of Fury or whatever, and energy, and try to boost my signal, I guess, as it were. Most of you kids don't remember about having to boost your signal. But yes, I guess boost the signals to where if he's resistant, maybe I might have advantage or something like that I don't know.
Okay, not a bad idea, Thoricus. So let me just make sure I'm understanding you right. So basically, you through your you and Rial are attuned magically through these rocky talkies. So you're trying to reach out to his mind, rattle him from this madness. Is that basically your goal?
Right, because like normally he'd be within sight distance and it wouldn't be a long distance call, but like where he's seeing is nowhere near where I am, so now it's like...
Right. Yeah, and even you feel, as you tap into that, there's a little strangeness in your mind. Yeah, the mind you're attempting to reach is kind of corrupted through magic.
Right.
I love it. I honestly, I do. So, there's not, mechanically... What I would do here is say, okay, so you have your second wind that is granted you by being the champion of the Raka. I'm going to say you burn that, okay? So you're going to use the second wind, basically granting this boon that you get from the Raka. But instead of receiving this healing, you're going to try to pass it on to Rial to refresh his mind, so to speak. So basically the way it's going to, and mechanically, you'll burn that second wind, it'll be gone. And pass or fail, that's going to be up to the dice. But I will give you the chance to, mechanically, Rial could make another saving throw. But yes, you're able to reach into his mind. So does that trade seem fair?
Yes, I just want to clarify, this is my second wind. I still have one remaining.
Yes, so when you were chosen as the champion of the Raka, granted you by Mouth of the Fury after the whole battle with the Medusa, yes, you received a second wind. So basically, you're using that power, that energy source, calling upon the god. Remember, the Raka is a god. Calling upon the god of the Raka to boon your ally in this instance. Okay, so that's what you want to do.
Correct, sir.
Okay. So you kind of, you pull your fists back, Thoricus, Onyxheart, a fighter at his core, once legendarily said, all I know how to do is kill. And you're looking around at the friends of the faces of your friends that you've grown this bond with. And, even though in 4-on-1 scenario is nothing new for Thoricus, you've trained like this in the military, you've had several people attack you from all sides. You can handle yourself, especially with the aid of your axes, but you're choosing, to go with your mitts. And so you kind of roll your sleeves up, and looking around, you see again your twisted friends kind of looming close to you. You see Bruno the Sea Serpent getting closer, her head and neck kind of shifting around like a serpent. You see her kind of cutting the water, and these silver reflections kind of arc off of her neck as she moves, and you see her fingers sliding farther and farther down the handle of Angerel. You kind of make sure that you've got her in at least the corner of your eye at all times. And you look over the other shoulder and spy Rial. And so in this moment, You call out to the Raka to beg of this healing, to search and try to purify the mind of your friend and ally. And so Thoricus, you're standing there and you see your fists, up in the air as you look over at Rial. Suddenly, like Dragon Ball Z, they just start bursting into these orange and yellow flames. And as the flames start to grow in intensity and the light glows on your face, it's almost blinding to those of you, even in insanity, that see as this glowing light builds in power and fury. And Thoricus, finally, you hold your fists back, and this giant red and yellow fiery bird erupts out of your fists. And instantly, you notice it seems to be struggling. You see it first jetting up in full furious speed, and then suddenly seems like it's slowed, like this strange wavy magic of this place that you're in affects even the great and mighty god of the Raka. And so you see as this bird spreads its wings out, and these jetting streams of yellow and red fire, glow. It dives up in the air and then goes into a nosedive. As you're kind of controlling this fiery energy, you see it go up into the air and bend down, and with a great force, this bird nosedives into the chest of Rial Othravon. You see as the feet and the tails and the feathers are kind of trying to force its way into his chest. Rial, you get a second saving throw against the madness of this place. So DC 15 charisma saving throw.
Oh,
How much?
oh yeah.
15?
Indeed. High magic. You are in a pretty powerful place.
Why didn't you tell me that before I wasted all this shit? I knew it was
Because then I
impossible.
wouldn't be your dungeon master.
That's just mean-spirited.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, Rial, also because of, and yeah, Thoricus, I seriously, I love that idea so much. I'm gonna take an inspiration point, because that's cool. I like that that's the kind of thinking that I love in a player. So that was a cool little storyline thing. I love the idea of your connection with Rial. That totally makes sense to me. So I take an inspiration point because that was a really awesome bit of
My
storytelling.
first one. That's my first one, bud. The entire fucking
True.
campaign.
You
That
have
is my
finally
first one.
inspired me. No, no. Inspiration points are weird for DMs. It's just kind of like this strange candy that sometimes you're just throwing them out, and sometimes not. I can't say I have too much of a rhyme or reason, but I know how I feel when I feel like giving away an inspiration point, and you definitely earn that there. So, Rial, you're in this strange madness. We kind of step into the mind of Rial Othravon. Rial, you're standing there in this big, giant suit with long, elaborate tails and striped pants, stark black and white lines that go down to these embellished brown leather shoes that you're wearing. You have a big, giant top hat and a cane, and you're standing looking around at this magnanimous tea party that's around you. And where once you saw the leaves of the cherry tree floating around you, now each of them is a small, tiny fairy dancing in this great waltz all around you. You see in this circle of about 50 feet, surrounding the island in its entirety, kind of a blowing wind of about 250 fairies flying around, all dancing to this strange waltz in the air as they fly around. You look around at the other guests in the room. You see Tynna Smoothhands standing nearby on this yellow and green ivory tile that she's standing on in a dress made entirely of teacups. You see like 500 teacups as they roll elegantly down her frame. And as she moves and spins on this, polished ivory floor, you hear the porcelain kind of like clicking into itself as it grinds as she moves. You see in her hand she has a great giant cupcake. You look over at Divot, who seems to be having the grandest time of them all. You see him spinning around in a circle, a fairy at the end of either one of his fingers, like he's dancing with two of them at the same time. But everybody dressed to the nines in these extremely extravagant guises. You see Bruno in the water is made almost entirely of coral, like you just pulled her right out of the ocean. Her body is just this arcing bit of color and coral that sticks off of her as she madly goes about drinking this cup of tea. And so Rial, in this moment, this great flash from your left, you look over and you see in this world of color and fanciful magic, the fairies, the ivory floors, the beautiful gowns and dresses, you see this disgusting spot of nothingness. It's this terribly vile lack of color or shape or form or function. It draws the eyes of everyone in the room, and it is a direct insult to you as one of this party's many hosts. Your urge is to kill this spot, and what you're looking upon is the shadowy frame of Thoricus, Onyxheart. From that darkness, this great light emerges. You too, you kind of go back as the beams hit your face, and then you see this great magical bird nosedive into your chest. In a moment, you feel your brain like a lightning bolt. You flash and remember the prison of, with Ergon and the Cloister of Trees. Your mind flashes again. You remember the Tilmore refugee camp. Again, Buraka and the Medusa, the fear that Divot would be lost. Boom, flash again, the Shadowfell. As your mind is kind of gurgling over these magical and non-magical memories, go ahead and make that saving throw.
I just wanted to add that if he fails, can I re-roll my saving throw to fail as well and be in this awesome wonderland with the rest of them?
No!
I'll be back in the Matrix, man.
Damn it!
You like open your mind up. You're like, no, I'm ready this time. No, I'm sorry. You're like the guy that like later on at the party is like, hey, let me get one. And you're like, dude, we're already... All right. In a fantasy
Would you
setting.
need me to roll?
All right, so, dope. Let's see it, Rial. Hit me with,
Yeah, what do you need me to roll?
What's that?
What did you need me to roll?
Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw. It is a tough DC. It's DC 15.
Rial's not a very charismatic person.
Or don't say that.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a
Zero,
fantasy, right,
though.
Jake?
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, man.
Oh, one! Oh, man.
Welcome
Drew, that
to
was
my
really cool, bro. All right, so, yes. Unfortunately, Thoricus, you look, again, you see this bird trying to force its way, a large, giant, magical fire basically burning into his chest. And you see his eyes kind of phasing in between massive insanity and then locking at you and looking at you like he knows who you are. And then his eyes will roll back again. And you kind of see this torrent as this energy's pushing into him. But at last, Rial lets out a great laugh. And the bird explodes. You see all these magical fiery tail feathers falling to the ground. Unfortunately, Rial is still mad. Now, Thoricus, what you did was super cool. It's not going to be a complete failure. I'm going to let you kind of, if you want, you can, in the remaining fire that exists, that's burning in Rial, if you want to, like, tuck your mitts in and, like, get them lit up again, kind of go Super Saiyan back again, and have, like, cool magic fire fists, bro, I'm all for it.
Well, they'd just be like back to reality fists, not necessarily fire. I'm not trying to burn my friends.
I'm gonna give you 2d10 fire, unhealable fire
Right,
damage.
no, I'm like, these two things, they're gonna get you back to where you need to be.
Yeah, and just so you know, as well as any new players that are watching, you can always choose to do non-lethal damage in 5th edition. You just have to declare it. Now, spells don't work that way. You can't be like, I'm gonna fireball him, but non-lethally. No, it's spells have pretty specific states. But with weapons and melee and everything, you can always just declare that if you bring him to 0, you're just trying to knock him unconscious. So if that's the case of what you're saying right now, but yeah, you get the. You know what? Actually, Thoricus, your Raka ability, that bonus action is a bonus action. So I'm gonna say that just costed you a bonus action. So you've got the fire fists, and you still have an action and a move.
Outstanding. Well, best friend, I was really hoping for more than a 1. So I'm gonna have to throat punch you.
Somebody go get that kid, right? Wasn't he rolling all the 20s?
It's all right.
Damn, Owlby.
Short for owlbear.
So I guess what I'm gonna try to do is a little bit of dwarven ninja magic, and distract with the hands and try and roll in, and just grab my best friend by his larynx. And instead of throat punching him, I'm just gonna like pull it forward so that he flips forward, so I can throw him into whoever he is catty cornered to on my other side, which I believe would be Divot, to hopefully distract him. Because I'm thinking, all right, well, if I can't get through to my best friend with a mental connection and magical connection already established, I am kind of fucked right now.
So you're trying to grab Rial and throw him at Divot, basically.
Yeah, basically who's ever across from him.
Okay. Now, so the way we would you're taking the square, you're going to grab him and try to move. You're basically going to try to drag him. So what that's going to be, it's going to be a strength check for you against his, there isn't an escape check anymore. So I guess it would just be raw dexterity. So basically it's going to be your strength versus his dexterity, whoever's highest. Now you have a 20 strength. I'm pretty sure he has a 19 or a 20 dexterity. So this is a pretty good one. But if you win, I'll let you throw him, and basically you'll do your unarmed damage to both of them rather than just one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do, and also
and it'll make it harder to flank too.
Reconnect those two.
Babe Ruth, me best friend.
I'm not Babe Ruth shit. I'm just trying to get you back on my side, best friend.
All right, so Thoricus, here comes that sweet strength check.
Jesus
Ooh, a 9.
Now
All
watch
right.
you roll a fucking nat 20. I'm waiting.
Here it comes, yeah. That's the roll 20 way. All right, Rial, let's see that dexterity saving throw. Thoricus got a 9 on his strength. Not too hard to beat.
See it indeed.
An 18! Oh. All right. So Thoricus, you being a fighter above 5th level, you have 2 attacks. I'm going to say your first attack basically just fails. You go to grab Rial, and he's so quick and dexterous that the one thing you're not really factoring in is the strength of the water that pushes against you. And so as you grab him and kind of try to pull him, you see he just kind of lets his weight go dead, and he just like stares at you kind of with this weird twisted smile as you drag the weight of his body forward. It's like he's being a child, like not letting you move him. And so I'm going to say that's one of your 2 attacks. You still have 1 remaining.
So to kind of basically try to do the same thing, would I just have to do another strength check? Or...
That's correct. Yeah, it would just be a competing strength dexterity check again. Now, he blew his 18, so he's destined to roll a 2. All right, Thoricus, you got a 12. Rial, again, you see this disgusting spot reach out its gross, coal-covered fingers and go to reach at your magnanimous jacket. So as you see these strong, little, tiny, disgusting hands reaching toward you, you try to avoid. Go ahead and give me a dex save.
And then I just scream, "Don't touch my top hat!"
With a 15! Here. Rial, you see your joke at the party was a huge hit as all the attendees gathered round, and even the tree, the great cherry tree itself, seems to shake with uproarious laughter. And while the tree shakes, more of these cherry blossom leaves fall and begin spinning around, and then in a moment they turn into new fairies. And so now, instead of, a gallery of 250 fairies dancing the waltz in the skies around you, it's almost doubled in number now. Your joke's such a success. You've brought such happiness here that it's drawing spirits from all around. All right, Thoricus, you still, unfortunately, not the best turn for old Thoricus Onyxheart. You do have a move still, but that, my friend.
You know what? Let's just go all out. Let's get my back up against that tree. Let's
Ooh,
invoke
nice. Okay.
4 AOOs.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah. So.
Y'all want to get weird? I'm gonna get real weird.
All right, so Thoricus, you have 25 feet of movement. So with 15, you could kind of run here and put your back against it. But if you wanted to use your full move, you could actually get kind of on the other side of the tree and put your back against it if you want. That's up to you. I'm just kind of letting you know. I know this is the tree from the top. It's kind of hard to tell where the tree is, but it's basically this like center 4 squares right there.
So it's either get a tactical advantage on the ass whooping I'm about to receive, or hide.
Well, you would still, I mean, you'd be doing that for the same reason, but rather than just running straight through and turning around to have them in front of you, you would run around the tree and brace for them to come from either side. It's honestly, tactically, probably not too much more advantage either way. I just wanted to make it aware that you could do that.
No, I'm just gonna get my back up, so at least I'm not completely surrounded.
So
Put
you
my
can't
back
be
up
flanked.
against the trunk.
Great idea. Just ask any
And,
one monster you guys have fought how great it feels to be flanked by several people.
Yep, just take my lickings, and hopefully they'll, through the pain of me receiving the pain, they'll start to snap out of it. I hope.
We would, yeah, that's a good hope. All right, Thoricus, here it comes. All of our guests at the party, you know, you have all witnessed this flying spectacle of fairies in the air as well. And whereas when you first arrived to this grand party, expectations on you were high, they are at an all-time high now. Twice the audience, indeed. Every action you take will be under great scrutiny from these mystical fairies that are all around you. So, you see is this mar, this void of color, life, and energy that normally is your very pleasing friend Thoricus Onyxheart. I don't feel this way about Thoricus, it's this world that does. But this mar shadowy form is gonna go try and smear itself on this nearby table. And as it runs away, you guys all get an opportunity with your weapons. It does have to be a weapon. You all get an attack of opportunity on Thoricus.
Oh.
Can I just trip him?
Actually, no. It would just be an opportunity attack. If it was your turn, you could try something like that. But unfortunately,
Okay. All right, then I shoot him in the butt.
Divot, just one note. Firing. He will be in melee range for you, so firing with your crossbow, you'll have disadvantage.
What of it?
I can't.
Do it anyway.
All right, so all of you at the party, you see Divot reach out, and he pulls out this great mighty horn, you know, like a big giant trumpet. And he points it at him and plays a note. And this sharp musical note, like a dagger, shoots into the back of Thoricus. Thoricus, 19 AC, 8 damage.
Charlie!
Can I parry?
Yeah, just remember you only have one reaction.
Not.
You only have one
What?
reaction. So it's. I'm not saying don't use it now. 8 damage is a lot of damage. But you'll only be able to do this thing one time against these 4 attacks.
Oh, and didn't I already use it?
No, you
This
used
one?
your bonus.
Oh. All right. Well. Okay.
So do you want to parry
80?
this one, or do you want to see about if anybody else hits you?
No, I'm gonna wait for someone who I think is gonna hit me.
All right.
So I'm wearing a big Marie Antoinette powder puff wig, and I'm talking in this funny voice for some reason, and I pull a big cane out of my wig and I throw it at him. But it's in a Smoothhands Mace.
All right, so your giant candy cane. Yes, you know, Thoricus, you see as the normally delightful and loving Tynna Smoothhands, with this air of aristocracy about her, raises her mace in the air, you know, almost presentationally, as if she's trying to show you what she's about to strike you with. And in fact, she is showing this grand cane off to all the people that you cannot see. And she brings it down with a great force. Tynna, let's see what that mace does. Ooh, a 1! Oh! Drat. Now, again, Thoricus. So much battle prowess you have. It's like real fighters have a hard time hitting you, let alone a life cleric that's showing you exactly how she's gonna strike before she does it.
She tried so hard, though.
Yes. Yeah, it
She
looked
really did.
amazing. It
Her
looked
form has
incredible.
gotten so much better.
Yes. All right,
I'm so proud of her.
So that's
I
2
just
of them.
wanna put that
Look,
out
you're still
there.
alive, Thoricus. I'm not trying to hurt you. Rial, there goes that Mar in front of you. You feel you reach down and what is it? Scimitar the rapier. You feel it, at your side. You see this shadowy spot going away from you like a smudge of dust. You have this giant mop in your hand that you just want to wipe the smudge away with.
Don't do it.
I do. It's Bruno the Mop, my trusty steed.
Oh man! So you don't have flanking, unfortunately. But yes, a 25 AC hits. 14 damage. Thoricus, is that the one you want to parry?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No!
Thoricus, as you run, you feel this jabbing splat of a blade in your back. And with the precision, the mark, that's your friend Rial, the guy you just tried to get out of all of this. And in a moment, he sends a little signal from his mind, like the real Rial inside is kind of trying to cry out to you. And you shift just a little bit, avoiding a kill shot or something that would, really down you. But still, 14 damage. Black as rapier, or as the scimitar named rapier, or the mop named.
He tried to hit me with the rapier, but miss. But then hit me with the fucking little thummy fuck thing that I built for him.
Your thing.
Be like,
Ah!
you're like, oh, and then you're like kind of impressed with your craftsmanship. You're like, oh, that
amazing.
worked really well. Oh, I'm good. All right, maybe the most dangerous of the attack of opportunities remaining, Bruno the Serpent. You stand in the water, your glowing coral aura about you, and you see this disgusting Mar attempting to move away from you. What do you do?
Well, obviously, I can't have this dark, terrible Marv infesting our party. We were having such a good time, weren't we? Roll the double ones.
I feel like the Yana's already been broken. You don't need to burn it, okay?
Brunor, you see your free chance to strike, as he runs past you. You basically have an attack of opportunity. You get one free strike on him.
Excellent. Well, me myself, I am dressed in my fanciest. I look very princely, if you will, with lots of layers and lots of medals and cravats, with all of my coral.
You look good.
Yeah. Thank
Solid.
you.
Yeah.
I look gnarly.
I'm happy that I'm getting my ass whooped by you right now. Like, you look so good.
I am a dandy bastard.
Yeah.
You dandy bastard.
Back, I look very much like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, but made out of coral and seaweed. And Angerel, instead of looking like itself with its like gold wide self, it looks actually a lot more like a knight's sword, like it's just straight, and it looks like King Arthur's sword, if you will. And I take that and I go, swing, swing!
Swing, swing, if you know what I mean. Oh, 26 damage. And in a hilarious twist of fate, doing the least amount of damage of all of them. Go ahead.
I'm just getting started.
Oh,
No, you only get, this is just your attack of opportunity, so you just get one swing.
Exactly.
But you're coming up. Your turns, you guys are coming up. So Thoricus, Brunor strikes as well. Do you want to use your,
on its 6? No, I'm waiting for the next one.
all right. So,
Because
there
I
it is.
assume it's coming.
You know there's probably a
it's
money.
coming.
They're flirting crits with you right here. They want that uproarious crit hit. All right, so Thoricus, as much as I hate to say it, that's the end of your turn. Thoricus, who's up? It's popcorn. You get to choose.
Brian the crocodile is up.
All right, so you see Brian kind of looking up, and he seems to be torn. You see that the magic that kind of, a normal creature in this circumstance, having gone from, one obvious place to a completely another in a moment of flash, would set off the nerves of most creatures. You know, they would scamper away. But Brian has been through so much at this point that you see him just kind of looking up. You know, he's kind of entering the water, looking up, him being a crocodile. This is his natural environment. And he keeps his eyes fixated on the feet of Esmeralda as she steps across this river, you know, these blue pools of light with each time that her little tiny feet step on the water. And so you see in a moment, his eyes will peek over and he'll check on Bruno. You know, you see he just looks over like he can't help, but even though he knows this is his cause, he can't help but be worried about his friend and master. And so that's kind of what you see he does. He basically stays on Esmeralda's feet, and Brian's just going to pass it to her, so she's going to continue moving across. You see a couple pools of water, and then finally her feet step on the grass, and kind of you see like the flowers and the mushrooms that are around it when she steps down. It's as if the growth like suddenly starts to bloom with her feet as you see the glowing, you know, blue eyes. And basically with her turn, she gets about halfway across this other second river. So she's about 10 feet away from the other side at this point. Brian staying on her heels, but like I said, still constantly checking back to make sure that Bruno is in fact okay. And in that regard, Brian is passing initiative to you, Bruno.
Excellent! So, I give him the first one, the first little slash, I give him for free. The first one's for free, everybody gets one.
You know I'm not next to you, right?
I'm talking to Tynna and my friends in my party. I don't even...
It's free!
How dare you?
It's
Things
free.
are free?
Limited free for a limited time.
Oh, another one! Oh my gosh, the dice are with you today, Thoricus. I know it might not feel that way.
Really?
So you do with Angelo. You know, although you're very good at moving through water, you suffer the same experience as he does. As you kind of like try to step through it, it's a little thicker than you would imagine. And as you run up and try to slash him into the tree, your blade, you know, Angelo, Thoricus, you see the blade, Angelo, Bruno, you see this, you know, great Excalibur knight sword in your side. And as you swing and try to strike Thoricus, you see he kind of shifts out of the way a little bit, and the blade cuts into the cherry tree. And you see a little bit of like pink blood start coming out of the side of the tree. And all of you, Thoricus included, hear this kind of like scream from the tree after being struck.
God, where are we? I don't know if it liked it or hated it.
Oh, all right.
At the tea party, I say, "Oh, pardon me."
And everybody.
Oh, tubular. So I pick up my boot and I put my foot on the side of the tree and I take my sword out and then I check it for a moment and I kind of give it a good look and I peek over to my friends behind us at the party and I go, "It's all right."
And you hear as 500 fairies go. They all seem to be, you know, approving.
And then I swing around and I hit Thoricus again. What?
16 AC, Thoricus? Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. 12 damage.
That is the one that I'm going to parry.
All right. You saved it for this, buddy. Good call. Using your Battle Master training, you know, you
Because I
see...
have 12 hit points left.
Things are getting dicey for Thoricus.
I was looking for the killing blow, so I was like, "Yep, that'll do it."
That's the one. All right, so Thoricus, Bruno again kind of showing the strike to you, putting her foot on the tree, pulling the blade out, and showing it off. Once more, you're like, "Guys, you gotta stop doing this. Like, I'm not just gonna let you hit me like that." And even though she turns with this righteous fury and swings the blade down at you, you do manage to parry using your Battle Master skill. Use your reaction, subtract the damage by your superiority dice plus your dex mod. So roll 1d8, and I believe it's +2.
Oh, it's a D8? I've been rolling D6s.
Yeah, it's d8.
Oh.
Fuck beans.
I think it gets better too.
Are you kidding?
Oh.
All right, 2. We're bringing it back. 2. Oh no, Thoricus with a 2. So what is that? You got a +2 or your +2's your dex, right?
Yeah.
So 4 less damage. Thoricus.
So I took 8.
You took 8.
Okay.
You feel the blade slash you, even though you managed to kind of deflect and once more parry the blade a little bit off, and deflect some of the might. Bruno the Serpent is a very trained fighter in her own right, and cuts right through your guard, managing to land a blow.
Oh, is that what that was?
All right.
It was blodacious.
I thought I just was leaking life out of my body from different places.
My hit
I didn't have enough duct tape.
All right, so Bruno, that's your attack. You still have a bonus action and an action if you'd like to use them. Or a bonus action and a move, I'm sorry.
I think I am just gonna move right over this way. Yeah. So I'm still in his threat range, but I'm just clearing the way for my friends at the party to get rid of this scourge on our party.
Bruno, with an extravagant flair, rather than just simply walk across, you dip your hand high in the air and spin into a great spin, and the coral, the suit that you have on kind of trails around you, and it sounds like a rushing wave of water as you set up your grand display. Who are you passing it to, Bruno?
Ooh, can I mark him before I pass it, or because I hit him?
Yes, you can. You hit him.
I'm gonna mark him as well, because that's not very. I just want him to be able to. Maybe my coral will be able to get rid of the darkness, is what I'm thinking. So I point. That's my big bow goes, and now I mark your ass.
Boom, Thoricus, being placed under the unwavering mark of Bruno the Cavalier. Basically, while you're within 5 feet of her, you are forced to. You have disadvantage on any attack that doesn't target Bruno.
Because I needed help, right?
What's that?
I needed help.
Yeah.
Not doing well at this.
Yeah. We're gonna make this a
Need
little harder.
A little bit more help.
And if you do attack somebody else,
I won't.
Bruno can attack you. All right, so not great, but yes, in this extravagant wave of the back of the tail of this outfit that you're wearing on, you see the coral kind of washes up, and with that surging wave sound, you see some water splashes on Thoricus. You are marked, Thoricus, Onyxheart, and backs up against this tree.
How thrilling!
The dice, bro. I'm just saying. All right.
I
So,
didn't
Bruno,
know his
who's
name
up?
was Mark. Oh well.
Who invited Mark?
Yeah, Dark Mark.
Mark.
Said it earlier.
Dark Mark the Void.
Uninvite Mark.
Tynna, what would you like to do to this dark mark?
I've got a couple things that I'd like to do.
Oh my god.
So first, I reach down and I pick up a teacup off of my dress and I pour myself some tea and I take a sip and I notice that it tastes bitter. And I turn to Thoricus, or I don't perceive him as Thoricus.
The disgusting blob that stands near the cherry
Dark
tree.
Mark.
Dark Mark fellow, I perceive him as. And I'm like, this guy has to go. So I pick up my candy cane and I say, you.
Thoricus, you're like, uh-oh.
Like,
And I swang at him. I
All right.
swang at him.
So Tynna, you see just kind of slowly, looking at you see her mace is just kind of dragging on the ground behind her in a creepy kind of Halloween way. As she just slowly steps forward, and then she raises the cane up, and you see as all the fairies stop and look. They're all just hovering, waiting to see what happens. Go ahead, Tynna Smoothhands. Give him that mace. 24 AC! Tynna Smoothhands. I believe, Thoricus, am I right? That brings you to 0?
That would bring me to 0.
So Tynna, that's enough damage to bring the monster that you're fighting to 0. So I'm gonna need you to tell us, what do you do?
So I bring the candy cane down, and I smack him in the face, and my accent keeps shifting. I'm so confused. I wanted to eradicate the party. I just wanted the tea party to be better friends.
It was quite
You bring the great mace down. Thoricus, you look up, and you see, surely there's no way that Tynna Smoothhands could possibly deliver the final blow. You see as the mace, she's dragging kind of behind her. She looks you in the eye. She gets up really close to you for a moment and slides her hand on your face. And then you see the mace build up. And again, it's not that she's able to strike your armor class. It's that you can't fathom this being it. And as you look forward, you see the metallic mace that she's wielded at her side through many battles as it comes down right between your eyes. The lights go out. And that's where we're going to come back after intermission.
Damn.
Oh, no.
You mess with the 4, you hit the floor.
Yeah,
Drew
right?
actually unconscious in real life. The commitment that he took to draw himself to real 0 hit points there in real life. We are gonna, guys, we'll be back. We're gonna be back in 10 minutes. A quick intermission. We're gonna try to get Drew some hit dice to see if the player can still stay alive, even though his character is at 0 HP. Not good for old Thoricus. Onyxheart. Please hang around. Intermission is fantastic. We always showcase some of the great tunes of Sandy Stein, our incredible designer. He does all our music, all our sound effects, and everything. He is the absolute, the man, the myth, the legend. Listen to these tracks. We update him all the time as he gives us new stuff, and it's all amazing. Also, very exciting. All the submissions, any artists that have sent us stuff or designs or freaking Smoked Out Turtle. My man Smoked Out Turtle got a WeeD&D custom pipe that's got the WeeD&D logo on it. He sent us a picture on Instagram, and just please, guys, any of that stuff, send it my way, baby. Trust me, if you want to make somebody happy, it works every time. I love you guys. I just love seeing all this art and stuff. Hang around, 10 minutes. We will be back. We will be refreshed, and we will be ready to find out what the is gonna happen to Thoricus.
Oh.
No, for
My
real.
face
Oh
hurts.
my
I don't
God.
know. That's how this works. Welcome back to WeeD&D, buds. Ooh, we were having us a crazy little tea party. And things had just gotten pretty bad for our man, Thoricus, Onyxheart. I'm jumping right back in. I can't wait. So, you guys are standing on this kind of shimmering island as the air around you kind of waves with this pink and purple magical air. You know, the striking, the grass has these like silver hues to it. The river, the water runs with these purple accents, silver sheens, and these pooling ripples that seem to exude this song that you hear playing in the air. You're all kind of standing around looking, you know, in the party right now. There's these ivory floors with 500 fairies dancing, partnered up, floating around in this like 50-foot sphere around all you guys. You're all standing in your various, you know, gorgeous, pleasant, various states of affair. You know, Brunor's got her big coral outfit with the puffy, regal shoulders, her blade appearing like Excalibur itself. Tynna Smoothhands in her porcelain teacup gown with her large, giant candy cane mace that she's just handed a little business to our man Thoricus with. You see Divot in the back, still again dancing with a couple of the fairy entities, not yet engaging too much other than shooting at Thoricus as he went by. And Rial still standing pretty much about about half deep in the purple water, kind of rushing against him after having avoided a couple attempts at Thoricus's grip. Tynna, you're looking down, and you've got this giant candy cane, and you're just smearing it, you know, just like rubbing the cane on the face of this smudge, trying to work the smudge away and clean this disgusting spot on your fanciful party. And as you're scrubbing, in real life, it's the metal of your mace grinding against the face and the flesh of Thoricus Onyxheart. And as you grind, and then you feel the metal of your actual mace grinding against the smearing flesh of your friend and ally, you stop for a moment. You feel a flash. And the air spinning all around you. You kind of look up for a moment, you know, like as if coming out of a dream, and you see the tree, the cherry tree in front of you. And rather than wooden branches jetting out, it's moving almost like arms as this wind blows around. And you're looking at the craziest nature that you have ever seen. But nature, nevertheless. And as you see the cherry tree leaves, you know, part fairy, part leaf, floating around, all around you, you start to feel that connection to Shantia. And as you look down at this strange candy cane in your hand, you see the illusionary magic start fading away. And at the tip of your mace is the flesh of Thoricus Onyxheart.
Oh, Thoricus!
You start panicking. We switch to the other attendees at the party. You see as this porcelain-dressed, demigod in appearance starts scraping at this shadow. The shadow finally disappears, but in a disgusting twist of fate, the ink from the spot starts to get all over her porcelain dress. And now you look and see the stain has changed bodies. Tynna, you are out of the illusionary magic. You look around and you see the colorful ground, the leaves, the cherry tree, still the wavy magic in the air, but no longer the fairies, the ivory dance floor, the extravagant outfits. It's just like a huge shock to your system, but you are no longer insane.
I have to get my friends. I need assistance. I can't handle this by myself. First, I'm not going to be able to get Bruno out of this stupor by myself, so I go to Rial first to try to attempt to get him out of this magical or whatever this influence he's under. So I take a swing at him with my mace.
Okay, so you have actually so you used your action for the mace attack on Thoricus. So
okay.
Currently, all you actually have is you have a move and you have a bonus action still. So you're looking down, you see the crumbled frame of Thoricus in front of you, blood, running down from his face, dripping all over his, his armor. The strong, the mighty, the broad-chested Thoricus folded, like a bad chair, crumpled in front of the tree before you. You kind of look down, you feel that connection to Shantia, although you can't feel her song as vibrantly as you usually can. It seems like there's some static between your connection in this place. And so you're kind of looking around. Like I said, you still have a move and you still have a bonus action. So if you, any of those you're able to use. I think you have some bonus action spells.
First priority then would be to heal Thoricus. I want to channel my energy with Shantia and cast Healing Word.
Okay, yeah.
On Thoricus.
The everybody's favorite spell in 5th edition, because it's a daisy for moments just like this. I will just take a brief moment just to explain again. We have a lot of new players that like to watch the show, and so death isn't something we've dealt with a ton in the game. Except for when Divot was petrified. So basically, Thoricus is at 0 hit points now. He has 3 opportunities. Well, no, he has every time it's his turn, he has to roll a death saving throw. If he rolls a 10 or better, he passes. If he rolls a 9 or less, he fails. Now, if you have 3 passes, you kind of like revive and come back to 1 hit point, and you're fine. If you get 3 fails, you die. So that's where Thoricus is at right now. He's kind of like floating in this. He has 3 chances to die or fail. If people hit him, they count as auto fails and crits, so it's 2 fails. It's a pretty perilous situation. Tynna, you feel that river of energy, and even that same river seems to flow here a little bit. Like there is a sense of magic in this place. It just feels like a foreign magic to you. And even you've now experienced 2 different gods as magic, and even this feels strange. So it's like you're drawing upon an alien energy to do so a little bit, but you feel that staticky vibe of Shantia cutting through to you. To reach out before you do something basically that you would never be able to live with. The grace of your god has kind of roused you from this. Go ahead and give me a healing word. You call upon that energy. You see some of the silver, streamed, some of the silver jets from the river start kind of floating over toward you as you're able to channel that healing energy that you know so well.
And I can cast this at a higher level, correct?
Yeah, healing word can be upcast, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I'm off my clearing game right now. I'm pretty sure you can upcast it, though. Yeah, higher level cast. So if you cast it as a 2nd level spell in this case, it would heal 10 damage. That's actually really nice. So for a 2nd level spell slot, that's real nice. So Thoricus, after again lights out, the last thing you saw was this mace, with this wide-eyed, crazy Tynna Smoothhands bearing down on you in this moment you couldn't believe was happening. And then suddenly, you feel that warm embrace of the magic of Tynna, that rushing energy, similar to the Raka a little bit in the way that it kicks. And you kind of open your eyes, and you're looking at the sweet, the loving, the pious Tynna Smoothhands, who's looking down on you as her hand glows with the familiar magic. And you see that somehow, some way, she has reached out and brought you back. And you're at 10 hit points.
Welcome back.
What did you do that for? What did you give me the mace of face?
What are you talking about?
You killed me.
What?
The fuck?
Huh?
Come on.
Huh?
Hey, thanks for bringing me back. I'm glad to see you're not crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing first. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be alive. Thank you. God, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so Tynna, you still have your move. You're looking down at a revived Thoricus. Once again, life clerics. Oh, actually, hey, I'm gonna remind you. Whenever you heal people, you heal for extra, and you healed as a 2nd level spell, so it's 2 plus your wisdom modifier. So I believe it's 2 plus 3. So you get an additional 5 hit points from that Thoricus.
Wait, I do or she does?
Yeah, you're at 15. Do. And yeah, Tynna, I don't think you have any damage, but you would also be healed by that.
I'm up to 15.
You're up to 15, boyo.
Oh!
It's a whole new world. You and Tynna awake. Now, as you guys, as the party goers see, now she seems to be rubbing with her inky hands back once more where the spot was, and now you see two voids. Drawing as if like gravity itself was pulling toward them, stealing the focus, the attention, the grand party you're attempting to put on. And so, yes, now there are two of them that you really don't like. Tynna, unless you want to use your move or something, who's up?
I'm gonna toss it to. Well, I'm gonna move. Yeah, actually, excuse me. I'm a little high and giggly. Yeah. Since it really is priority number one to get Rial involved. Yeah, Thoricus, we got to get Rial out of. We got to get Rial snatched back to normal.
Slippery though. Tried to grab him and he just like.
I'll go over there and try to get him snapped back to reality.
Ooh, back to life.
So I'll
back to
over
reality.
his away, and then I'll pass it on to Rial. See what he's gonna do.
I like it.
Yeah.
Doinkulous,
Hey.
Rial.
Thank you again. You're the best.
Anytime, bud.
Rial, the party is still very much on for you as you see the stained, ink-covered Tynna Smoothhands and her disgusting, blotted, covered porcelain dress as she starts reaching toward you, attempting to dirt you up as well. What do you do?
First, I'm going to unmute. That is most privy thing to do.
Yes,
that
this
first.
magical realm sometimes randomly will mute you. Ooh, magic.
And I'm at an end. I think Lady Smoothhands is in cahoots with the Void. She could very well be trying to take my top hat right now, and we cannot have that. So I hide behind the tree.
You straighten your top hat, and you refuse to allow it. So are you gonna disengage, or are you just gonna let her take a swing at you?
Yeah, let her take a swing.
All right.
Maybe that'll snap me out of it.
Wait, who?
All right, so Rial runs. Actually, so let's see here, Rial. You would be going past. Now, Bruner's your ally in this case. Thoricus. Yep, yeah, no, that's good. So, Tynna, you'd be the only one. And you've already used your reaction.
His ally, though?
No, because she went. So it resets.
Yeah.
So yes, she does have a reaction. So Tynna, you see, as you kind of reach out and try to heal the mind of Rial, he looks at you with great terror, grabs at an imaginary hat that isn't there, and just runs past you, purple water splashing up behind him as he runs.
I yell back at Thoricus, he is slippery!
So Tynna, you get an attack of opportunity if you want to hit him with your mace.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You're like, you son of a
yes.
slippery little...
The Mace of Base.
Ace of base, yeah. All right, gonna give him a good thwack of opportunity.
Yeah.
A good thwack
Don't
of
turn
opportunity.
around.
Here we go. 17 AC, is that good enough?
Whoa, bam!
Smacking him for a good 8. Ooh, you rolled max damage. 8 damage. Tynna Smoothhands hates being left at the ball. So yeah, no, you turn, and again, you're all kind of using non-lethal at this point. It's not like you're trying to bury this mace into him, but trying to just get him get back here. You kind of like hit him in the leg to try to keep him from running, and you blast him much harder than you probably anticipated. And yeah, Rial, you take 8 damage.
Oh, sorry.
Not trying to hurt you too hard, buddy. Sorry.
You then, and then you run around Bruno, who, in this moment doesn't perceive you as a threat, so she allows you to move to the other side of the tree. Were you gonna hide? Is that what you were doing on the other side?
I was going to hide.
All right. So you see, he runs away, holding on to his hat, and then suddenly the laughter stops. Let's see how well you did. Hit me with a stealth check there, Rial.
Ooh, stealth.
Nice, 18, very good. Better than the passive perception of anybody. So unless you actively go hunting for Rial, you do not know where he is. You hear the laughter, and nothing more.
He's gone.
Oh.
All right, the only person left is Divot. Divot, you stand, a fairy in either finger. You tip your hat, your phoenix feather to them, and they both pair up with each other and fly away as you, kind of prepare yourself for what I can only imagine is going to be something awesome that Divot does here.
Okay, so how about this?
I'm so
The whole time that we've been at this tea party, I've been very, thirsty, so I was just drinking away on what I happen to have at hand, which
Yes.
for me would be jubu juice.
Oh.
Super casually, like a light tea. Just, it's spicy tea today.
All right. So throwing a little propane on the fire here, Gus. Divot never to let you down. Now, does Divot know, or is Divot just drinking whatever, and he happens to be drinking Juba Juice?
Oh, Divot is drinking tea.
Okay. So, unbeknownst to Divot, those of you with your sanity, Tynna, you standing right next to your brother, you see him, pretending to be dancing with something. They fly off, and suddenly he's rifling through his bag with this wild, mad look about him, and you see him pull out the Jubu Juice. Now, the last time we saw the Jubu Juice was in Buraka when we had a basically Scott Pilgrim drum battle with Ubre the Calloused, who you stole some of her Jubu Juice from her tent. For those of you that haven't
Just a
been with
little
us.
bit.
And, and I remember going, I wonder what Divot's going to use that for at the time. So, Divot, you pull out the Jubu Juice, the powerful psychedelic. In fact, the most powerful psychedelic you have come across in your time of adventuring through magic mushrooms through the caves of South Rock. You take out your teacup and drink it down. It's much thicker than any tea that you recall drinking. And if you recall, Jubu Juice hits pretty quick. So as this thick, syrupy liquid goes down your throat, suddenly you kind of feel the rush, like you're moving 1,000 different directions at the same time while standing still. So your body is moving, like this frenetic energy starts building up inside you. Now you recall, at one point you were able to control this in your battle with Ubre the Calloused, but it required a great magical performance. But you feel that same energy as your sweat just starts pouring down your face in a moment. Your hands start shaking. That kind of waviness of the world around you starts compounding on itself, and you feel the earth moving in these great waves. And you're just feeling just kind of like the buildup of that wild Jubu Juice in this already insane world. And everything around you, the 500 fairies, the dance floor, your friends and allies, turn into stars in this great cosmic dance that's around you. And you feel like you're floating in the center of the galaxy. You're looking around. No more trees, no more ground, no more people, just stars and bodies of magical entities floating around you in this void. Let's see what happens, Divot. Give me a 1d100 on our Jubu Juice chart. Divot, let's just remember, you've had some, the sun is still frozen in the sky from our last, a 98! Oh!
Right next to him, and when I was under the influence before, like I wasn't bothered by him before, but now that I am, now that I'm back to normal, I'm like, oh no! And I see him take the Jubu Juice, and I'm like, this is gonna be crazy, whatever it is.
Right.
And yeah, I think I look all dainty and happy, but really I look like Gomer Pyle with the rifle.
All right. Guys, this is pretty crazy. So, Tynna, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need my book for this. Tynna, you reach out, you go, oh no! And everything stops. Divot.
Including me bleeding to death?
Divot. Oh man, this is nuts. You cast the spell Time Stop.
What?
Okay, 9th level spell. This is one of the strongest spells in Dungeons and Dragons. It's on the chart. I didn't do this. All right. Here we go, Divot. Listen up, because this is pretty crazy. You briefly stop the flow of time for everyone but yourself. No time passes for other creatures, while you take 1d4 plus 1 turns in a row, which you can use actions and move as normal. The spell ends if one of the actions you use during this period, or if any effects that you create during this period, affects a creature other than you or an object being worn or carried by someone other than you. In addition, the spell ends if you move to a place more than 1,000 feet from where you cast it. That's not all, because Divot,
But wait, there's more.
after you're done with Time Stop, you cast the spell Finger of Death on yourself. All right.
What?
7th level spell. Divot, you will deal 7d8 plus 30 necrotic damage to yourself when all of this time is up.
Okay.
Divot, you're floating in space. You hold your skeleton hand forward. The stars stop. Suddenly, the red mask of death passes over your face. You feel that intense insanity building up in you, the rush of this raw magical psychedelic that you're just hammering in the midst of this magical wonderland. You feel full of cosmic power as you channel forth one of the strongest spells that can be cast in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So, Divot, I need you to roll 1d4.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take this a step at a time.
Buddy, yeah, this is a Lemony Snicket series of events.
All right,
I don't know
so
if they're unfortunate
1d4.
So 1d4 plus 1. So at least you're getting at least 2 full turns. He rolls a 3. So Divot, you now have 4. Count them, 4 full turns to yourself.
Okay.
And anything that affects anybody other than you, remember, you can break the spell by doing it. So you can set up a bunch of stuff, but it's like that will initially end the time stop once you kind of reach beyond time and start messing and like touch someone else. So you can kind of, you see yourself just kind of walking through as everyone around you has stopped. Your eyes are flittering
Can I
back
ask
and
this?
forth.
Does gravity still apply?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
It would.
So like if I put something in midair, would it drop? I guess.
No. Things are they're the stuff is outside, is stuck in the time loop. But if you touch an object being worn or carried by someone else, so if you try to touch their stuff, it'll break it. But if you grab an object right now, you are the only power that can move it through time. When you stop it, it suspends where it is, because no time has passed.
Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. I'd like
Turn
to
1
use...
of 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta light this. This is gonna be.
First of all, let me go ahead and cast
roll the 98.
Mantle of Inspiration. And I'd like to turn myself into a giant, like, purple, six-eyed cat.
You summon that red and purple magic. It seems to flow to you so easily here, as if maybe some of the source of your original magic comes from this location. You feel channeled, connected to it, this powerful magic kind of pushing you to your limits right now. You're controlling magic far beyond your level. And so even you feel kind of the intensity of it all. But yes, you grow into this giant cat that no one but you can see. And you grow up super big. You do get the temporary hit points and all that.
All right, tight. Do I go ahead and pick who else gets temporary hit points?
Yeah, and they would also have the option to use their reaction and move.
Okay. All right, so obviously I want to give it to my fellow partygoers.
So Bruno.
Sorry.
Actually, you know what's funny? It kind of worked against you here. You can't see Rial. You don't know where Rial is. So the only person you could give it that's like part of your team would be Bruno.
Okay, so myself and Bruno.
Nice.
Can I see the little girl?
Yes, from where you are, you can see her 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, she's within range as well.
And Brian?
And Brian.
All right, so myself,
Hell yeah.
Bruno, my sister, Brian, her steed, and the girl who is also, she's like a wallflower at the party, but she's at the party.
Yeah, she's, she seems, you see that when you look at her, it's strange. She's the only thing that didn't really change much. You still see her blue eyes glowing intensely, and then just the bland, unremarkable humanoid skin that spirit seems trapped inside of. But yes, it works. Both of them are going to use that reaction as well. And you see Esmeralda uses this surge of wind that kind of flows from you in this wave of magic, and go ahead and moves herself completely across the river. You see as her feet step on the pink sands of the opposite side of the island as she continues walking toward the Dryad's Kolt. Brian takes one last look behind him and kind of makes sure that Bruno is okay, and in this moment she hasn't taken any damage or anything, and he commits himself to continue following her, and so they continue on toward the Dryad's Kolt.
Good boy.
All right, Divot, so that Mantle of Inspiration is your bonus action. So you still have
and
a
then
lot.
for my action, can I want to like try to I'm enjoying myself, but I want to be in the driver's seat more.
So, cocaine?
Exactly.
You're like, shoot, did I?
D&D
Trying to balance out.
and
We're getting dark, guys. The show
So
just
can I
keeps
do-
changing. Hey guys, what's up? Yo, welcome out. Let's man, D&D man, yeah, friggin' deities.
Can I like try to get a better hold on what my surroundings are? Like, I guess.
Yeah. Get your bearings a little bit.
Yeah.
Pickled bearings.
Ooh.
Delicious.
Ooh.
Delicious.
I like my berries tickled, not stirred.
These berries.
All right, so what actions are you taking for this round?
Boy.
So I mean, what would that action be to like try to
Center yourself, gain a little control over it. Give me a Constitution saving throw. Basically, you're trying to be like, all right, drugs, I can control you. But you are going to take it with disadvantage because it's like the combination of the Jubu Juice alone is its own powerful psychedelic, but in this strange magical world, with disadvantage, that's a 1. Lots of 1s tonight for the 5. But yeah, you again, you have plenty of time. You try to like maybe I can step, since I'm out of time, maybe I can beat the drugs, and you kind of try to push it all in, but this surging magic that's creating this time stop moment around you has you just so amped up and jacked with all this magical energy that you're just unable to kind of channel it all into one point like you would like to. So that's your action there. You still have a move of this round, and you still have 3 more rounds.
Yeah, you can do that 100 more times if you want.
Okay. If I move out of somebody's threat range, do they get to attack me?
No, because they're frozen in time.
Oh, hilarious.
I think it's
And you see all the fairies around you. Everything is frozen. You see 500 fairies mid-waltz, all dancing in their various states in array. You see the cherry blossom tree leaves frozen. Nothing is moving except for you.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And the people that you kind of pushed with your magic through the time stop.
I'd like to take a lap, like, right in front of the fairies.
Yes.
Get it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the world is your playground right now, bro. You can do exactly whatever you want. So you run up to the fairies.
Okay.
You see they're all kind of frozen. Their eyes, unlike when you've seen some people with your whole person where their eyes are still able to move, they're completely frozen. I mean, it's almost like the whole world around you is made of glass. It's just everything seems so precious in a way that it never has to. This kind of cosmic world-bending magic is reserved for the highest level wizards.
I start crying, and I'm like, and I just like turn and look at the tree, and I walk up to it with my like cat claws or whatever, and I just start like up into the tree.
All right. So Divot, you kind of notice the same thing, that as the claws kind of cut in and they bite the magical the bark of the tree, your hands kind of feel as if there's like veins underneath, and you feel like almost like a heartbeat, something you're pretty familiar with. And it feels like there's like a moving life underneath the bark. And as you kind of claw in up it, you feel as the tree itself seems to like wince with pain a little bit as you claw your way up it and up into the top branches. Go ahead and make me an athletics check. You're on drugs and you're trying to climb a tree. Let me tell you, not as easy as it sounds.
So I do it very well.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you disadvantage though, because you've climbed many
Really
trees in
don't.
this state. 13's good enough for me, bro. You're not doing anything too crazy. You're just climbing the tree.
I
So you for one second you kind of fall, and then you're like, oh, that's kind of nice, and you just kind of hang there in the time stop of it all for a moment, and continue moving up.
Okay. All right. So now I'm up on the tree, and I'm on my second turn.
Second turn.
Okay. Ooh, drugs. Okay. All right.
in there.
Okay, so I'm
Hydrate
at the
for
top
sure.
of the tree, and I look down and I see some like ink blots, right?
Yeah.
But now, because I'm at the top of the tree, I can see Rial and I can see Tynna. Like I can kind of see everybody. I think. Right? Okay.
Yeah, and you feel, the tree. Well, no, it's frozen in time, so you're just like, looking down. You can look wherever you want. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Somebody ought to like that cat down the tree. Somebody that cat.
Like a tuna.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So I have a few potions left. I look down at the tree, right? And I noticed how the tree was kind of damaged or whatever. And I kind of just like hold a potion in place above the tree, right? Like I'm up in the tree and I just kind of like let go of it and I see if it like stays there.
Yeah, like as if you're floating in space, that cosmic feeling, you let it go, and it just suspends where it is, frozen in time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of like, I'm looking at that out in front of me, and I realize the gravity of like what's going on right now. I'm like, man, I may be on drugs, but I'm also pretty sure this is happening.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh, child.
And I cast Eldritch Blade, Eldritch Blast straight up into the air, just like in a celebratory, like, yeah!
You see the eldritch energy, the two twin beams, winding around each other. Again, only you witness this. They move up in sky, and then whereas they would reach the end of their range and dissipate normally, they freeze. And you see these two eldritch spirals going up into the sky, frozen in the moment that you have held with your power. You're keenly aware as you move through this time stop that jetting energy, that push out of this mighty magic that you're creating, you can almost see at the edges of the magic as the blades at the end of it kind of start turning toward you. You know you're working on a timer, and even you're aware that at the end of this, something bad is going to happen to you.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I forgot about that already.
You rolled a 98.
Guys, we smoked
yeah.
weed. It was
Okay.
like, come on.
Divot, in your 2 rolls on that chart, you've rolled a 100 and a 98.
All
My
right.
God.
Damn.
Damn.
Really?
Okay. Oh man, this is just like so much more than I expected to need to
Yeah.
be doing. I'm sorry, y'all.
No.
All right.
I don't think any of us expected a 9th level wizard spell to be cast tonight. So, you know, we're with you, bro. We're riding it.
Okay.
Which potion did you put up in the air?
Just
Healing
one-
potion, right?
yeah, the healing potion, the
Okay.
regular one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got your
Um,
back, man.
Yeah, we found
yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shoot, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm kind of confused about what's going on right now, and I see some cool ink blot looky people, and then I see my friends who were at the party, but they didn't tell me how good the fucking cheese was.
Oh.
So I'm not really sure who my friends are
Ooh,
anymore.
he'd be mad about it too.
Yeah, so I just I look down at like there's like 2 groups of people below me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see who are the 2 ink blots? That'd be like Tynna and
Yeah, and Thoricus are the 2
Thoricus?
ink blots, yes.
all right, so I want to throw Shatter down right in between the 2 of them.
Whoa.
All right, so just so you
Excellent.
know, once you do that, time stops over.
Does he still get another turn though? Even
No.
though time.
Nope, time stop. Immediately once you affect other people outside of time stop, the spell ends. So if you want to do that, if you want to throw a shatter down, you can. Just know that shatter will be the last thing that happens in your time
I
stop.
love Shatter so much, and I would be so honored to be fucked back into death by it. You know I love Shatter. Greg is with me.
All right,
Greg
so
is with me.
That was pretty cool.
I reach down into my bag and I grab the other 2 just like regular healing potions I have and kind of like toss them up in the air and then like cast Shatter down at the base of the tree.
All right. Now, the way shatter works, it hits all eligible targets. So that would hit friend and foe. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm not sure who's who anymore.
Yeah, to be real, Divot, you are frying balls right now, bro.
Yeah.
You think you're
I'm
this
like, everyone
giant
is
cat.
inky.
Time has stopped around you. The daggers of time itself are turning on you. You know, you feel that gravity rush in your core as you're standing on the top of this magical tree. Yeah, bro, the paranoia is real.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of these people. It's like sketchy ink blots and then like caricatures of people who look like people I know. These are not my friends at all.
Yet you're the purple cat. So.
All right, purple. All right, my little Cheshire cat up there in the tree. Divot, baby, give me that.
Wait! I haven't rolled it yet.
You haven't?
Can I cast invisibility on myself first?
No, because
God.
invisibility is concentration, and shatter would break it.
Okay.
Oof.
All right. Well, fuck. Is it like chess? Like I've already said it, so I have to do it. Can I
Not
do
at all.
invisibility
No, this
instead?
is. I think again. I'm granting you, Divot. We literally were like, "Here's a 9th level spell."
Right.
So yeah, do whatever you want. I want you. Have fun.
All right. I wanna go invisible. That makes more sense for me right now. Instead of just like nuking my party, I guess I'll go invisible.
All right. So actually, invisibility won't break time stop. So you'll still
Okay,
you'll
tight.
be invisible. You'll be a giant purple cat that's invisible at the top of this magical tree in this moment
Word.
that's frozen in time. And then yeah, and you'll be invisible at the top of that tree, and you will still have. I counted the healing potion throw out as an action as well, so you will still have 1 full round of actions, the 4th round of time stop while being invisible. So, what do you want to do on your? You know, you look as this rush of everything comes around you. You draw upon the purple energy around you, and you see as the kind of like a wind of purple smoke just kind of washes over you, and you disappear from sight. Again, nobody can see you other than you anyway. But now you are also, you know, you're like, haha, I'm also invisible too.
All right, I'd like to get high enough up in the tree that I'm like out of threat range.
Need to get any higher.
Yeah, you can climb right to the top of that tree. You're a little dude.
You should. He's
Okay,
right.
so this is, I am going to give you, again, normally, man, I'd be like, yeah, just like climb up that tree. But I got to admit, you've taken a lot of psychedelics. You're already a little crazy. You're dealing with some high-level magic here. So I am going to need an athletics check to just make sure that you don't grab for a branch that isn't there, or, you know, it might be a thing that happens.
Yeah.
17, you pass, bro. You actually do grab at a branch that isn't there, but you're fine, because your left hand's still holding on, so you're just like, whoa. You just climb up that tree, invisible as hell.
Wow. Mr. Divot's wild ride.
That's fun.
All right. So now that I'm invisible,
It's basically your last chance. So whatever you want to get in before the outside of this magic collapses on you.
My neighbor Divot.
Freaking time stop.
Crazy.
I've been playing D&D for
Time
years.
stop.
I barely
so
ever
much
see
fun.
this spell.
I mean, there's
Time
like
stop.
one person, but like all time around that person is going on. This is like, no, I'm the only motherfucker
me,
that gets
bro.
to do anything. Hold the actual.
It's got that
Nico.
Adam Sandler.
Nico.
This guy.
Click,
Nigo
yeah.
now. Nigo.
Click.
Yeah.
So you see, you know, around you, Divot, as you're kind of looking around. Again, you're invisible, but you see a couple healing
All right.
potions floating in the air that you've kind of let go to suspend around you.
all right, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I've got to talk to Death. And then I want to double Eldritch Blast myself.
All right. So you see,
Well,
you shoot yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, we gotta talk.
I don't know if negative hit points work if
All right.
you feel yourself so much that you go back around.
If you'll allow me. So Divot,
I figure I'm gonna die anyway. So.
you shoot your.
If I'm going out, it's my means.
Bro, that's what I said at the beginning of this. I was like, well, I'm done.
Right? Just give it up. You're
All right, so a
fine.
17 and 11. The 17 hits. So you know, shoot the Eldritch blasts up in the air like the other two. You kind of shoot them through the tails of your other two that remain. And as they shoot up, one of them freezes in time alongside the other two. You know, you see these like twisting three tails, almost like a sequence of DNA, twisting up into the sky. One of them falls back down, and you just kind of open up. You're like, do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore. And the big beam of Eldritch energy comes down and blasts you for 9 force damage. And when that happens, Divot, you feel as the entire universe around you returns to life. Everything, the potions you drop start to fall. You're riding this wave. You feel the surge of energy. Suddenly, the spell that all of you can kind of feel, this 9th level cosmic god level magic, as the spell bubble of time stop implodes on you. Divot, take 7d8 plus 30 damage. I believe there's a saving throw. There is a saving throw.
There isn't. How do I even do 7d8? It only goes up to 5.
I think there's
So I can roll it if you'd like.
threshold.
Yeah,
though.
would
I
you?
think I have it in the DM thing.
Yeah,
I
I
can
need
roll
to see
more
this.
dice. So 7d8. You do get to make a Constitution save.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
Wow.
Constitution saving throw. It is a 9th level spell, so the DC is pretty heavy. You're looking at a DC 19. It would be as if it was casted from a spell scroll. So it's the level of the spell. DC 19 con save.
But I'm just saying, like, once he's dead, that's it. Like, if it's 79 hit points of damage.
So
and he only
yes,
has
the
16,
other way
like,
you can die in Dungeons and Dragons is if you go to negative your health. So if you have 38 health and you drop to past negative 38, you just die. No saving throws.
Oh,
no,
no,
nothing.
so that can be a thing.
Yeah, he could. I mean, you know,
Shit.
yeah, he probably want like passing the save. I mean, if he wants to die right now, that's up to Divot.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a DC 19 Constitution saving throw for you, Divot. And then if you pass, you only take half of that. which is still probably a lot. Who knows? Maybe I roll, a bunch of ones, and it's like 37 damage.
All right, yeah, let's see. Let's do it.
All right, give me the con save. Let's see.
Rolls on me.
Unless you want me to do the damage first, and then we'll see if you save.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 7d8 plus 30. I didn't think I'd be getting to cast 7th level spells tonight. So
Oh, good lord.
allow me, and don't let's not take a second to laugh at the spell of this. The name of this spell is called Finger of Death. So the literal finger of death, the guy here literally like, hey Death, come, I want to talk to you. You see from the sky the finger of death himself skewer you right in the chest.
And I'm like, that's not what I meant.
66 damage.
Not like this.
2 knuckles deep.
How much health do you have, Divot?
I was gonna say, half.
I have 21 health.
No, what's your full though? 38? Yeah, you won't die.
38.
Oh.
Yeah, 30. He has 38 max health. So, wait, no. What would it be? It'd be minus 21 to this, which would be 40. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you're dead. So do you want to do the saving throw, Divot? If you save, you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, that's not what I meant, bro. I'm frying too hard right now.
I'm like, oh my god, semantics, man.
The spell's called Finger of Death. I mean, this shit writes itself.
All right, so what's the saving throw?
It is a DC 19 Constitution saving throw.
Right, you've got
Okay.
this all day.
Oh wait, don't you have temporary hit points?
Yeah.
Yes, from Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, how many do you have?
5, I guess.
Is it 5 or didn't it go up? I couldn't remember if last time it had gone up to like 8 or something.
Yeah, I think when you went up to 6, it went up to like 7.
Can you check? Can you cast your ability real quick? I just want to see. You might not actually die. Let's see if you pass the saving throw first. That's the first and foremost. I mean, if you fail.
Die.
Looks like Divot might not actually die.
So Mantle of Inspiration, right?
Yeah. Just let me see.
All
that
right.
real
Did
quick.
that come through?
Not yet.
It's about to come through. What it's about to come
Actually,
through.
I have a lot of like effects
Come
running.
on
So
through,
the
roll
software
20.
can
There
do
it is.
Man, there we go. All right, so each save is 5 temporary hit points. At 5th level, it goes to 8. Yes, so it's 8 temporary hit points, which
Okay,
puts you
so I
at
guess instead of-
29.
Kind of
Yeah.
still nice.
37. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You
You
son
need
of
to
a
be.
bitch, I'm
Get
in.
this. Get this, bro. You need to be at negative 38 to fully die, and you will be at negative 37.
Shut up. All right, I guess I gotta roll it, right?
Yeah. So let's see. If you save it, you only take 33 damage. In which case, you just drop to 0.
All right, and I do still have an inspiration point also.
True that, bro. I be handing out that candy. You
I was
guys do
gonna
all
say,
this cool shit.
5th one, isn't it?
20.
Oh!
He passes the save.
Oh!
Whoa! 99th level spell, bro, and you pass the save. There is some weird shit happening here tonight, folks.
I'm gonna smoke to that. I'm smoking
I'm
to
smoking
that.
to that, bro. I thought you were toast. I mean, like, dang. All right. So, Divot. The finger of death himself, coming down at you. You see the red, bony finger that matches the half skull mask that now floats on your face, part illusion, part reality, as the finger goes and buries itself in your sternum. You feel that rush of energy mixed in with the implosion of all of this magic, and you kind of channel it, just like you did with Ubre the Calloused, into this spectacular explosion of fireworks. You just see sparks of magic shimmering off you as this cloud of 9th level magic collides with the damage of a 7th level spell and fusing with the half demigod Death himself, present all in this one moment. Divot. The lights go out. The rest of you, it's as if no time passed at all. But suddenly, you just look up into the sky, and there's these 3 spinning arcs of eldritch magic in the center of this spectacular explosion of purple and pink magic. It's so much in the mix of the waves of energy and the echoes of the Jubu juice itself mixed in with Divot's bardic magic that these just intense waves of pure magical energy start wiping over you guys.
No.
You start laughing, those of you still insane, and you look down at the body of Divot, having fallen from the top of the cherry tree, landing on his neck. You see that his shoulders and body broken in a complete jetting angle, the bone at the top of his shoulder near his collarbone sticking out of his neck. The magic subsides. The fairies stop. And Divot, you find yourself sitting at the ash stairs of Death himself. And that's where we're going to pick it up next week, guys.
What? No way. Dude, no way.
Ooh, whoa, baby, whoa. Hey, they don't put that shit in the DMG. They're like, hey, sometimes your PC is going to cast Time Stop and then Finger of Death.
Wow.
That's 6th level.
Christ, y'all.
Oh, man. Guys, thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. What a night. Thank you, guys. Thank you, lovely cast. You guys bring it every week. I love you guys so much. I just, it's my favorite thing to be a part of bringing you guys to the world, because goddamn it, if these are not the best fucking people I know. So thank you guys for taking that ride with us. This has been one fucking crazy episode. Thanks for going there with us. We said, hey, let's get weird, and we got a little weird. So I just, that was beautiful. I love you guys. Fuck yes. We like to end things the way we started around here.
Love you.
Yes, love. We've got our little ritual. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take these little bad boys right here, our lighters, hold them up in front of us, safely make sure that nothing around us is flammable, and go, lighters up. Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. Time stop?
Are you
Oh my god.
kidding me?
Insane.
Time
Some
stop.
DBZ shit right there.
Absolutely, excuse me.
So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.